Previously on Cleopatra, Part 1.
I rolled myself into a carpet and seduced Julius Caesar. And then he died, awkwardly.
Loser!
Oh, and this guy decided to do a brand collab with me. Can anyone figure out how to make him go away?
Said the entire world. Now Cleopatra's back in Egypt with no protector, a 3-year-old son who's technically Caesar's heir, and Rome is about to tear itself apart. Again. But here's the thing. Cleopatra's about to pull off the ultimate sequel. She's going to seduce Caesar's best friend, start the most legendary love affair in history, and nearly conquer Rome. Spoiler alert, it does not end well.
The snake wasn't my first choice, okay?
This is Cleopatra Part 2, the queen who broke Rome, where the drama gets even messier and everyone makes terrible decisions. Let's fizz it up. After Caesar got turned into a human pincushion, Rome descended into chaos. The assassins, Brutus and Cassius,
We freed Rome from tyranny.
They love us, right?
Oh no.
Meanwhile, Caesar's allies formed a power trio called the Second Triumvirate.
I'm Caesar's best friend. I get to avenge him.
I'm Caesar's heir. His will literally says I inherit everything.
Can I be important too?
No!
Who's that guy?
Lepidus was the third guy in the Second Triumvirate with Antony and Octavian. He was a Roman general and politician and was powerful early in Caesar's era. For this story, you can think of him like the least famous beetle.
3 guys running one country? That'll never work.
It didn't. But first, they had to kill Brutus and Cassius. They met at the Battle of Philippi in 42 BC.
We're defending the Republic.
You stabbed our boy 23 times. This is personal.
The Triumvirate crushed them. Brutus and Cassius both committed suicide.
What the heck does triumvirate mean?
A triumvirate means a group of 3 people who share power, usually political power. Does that make sense?
Yeah, a threesome. Got it.
And just like that, Caesar's assassins were dead. Now came the fun part, dividing the Roman world.
I get the West, Italy, Gaul, Spain,
I get the East, Greece, Asia, Egypt.
What do I get?
Africa.
Also, we're kicking you out later.
What?
They did. Mark Antony was basically the opposite of Julius Caesar. Caesar was calculated, disciplined, strategic. Antony was impulsive, loved parties, and made decisions with his feelings.
I'm a people person.
You're a disaster waiting to happen.
You're just jealous because soldiers actually like me. I like this guy, Party Bro Alpha.
Antony had one problem. He needed money to pay his troops, and Egypt had money. So in 41 BC, he summoned Cleopatra to meet him in Tarsus.
She'll probably show up on a normal boat and we'll negotiate taxes like adults.
Oh, honey, no. Cleopatra knew that first impressions were everything. So when she sailed to Tarsus, she went full theater kid. She arrived on a golden barge with purple sails, silver oars. The deck was covered in gold cloth. She dressed as the goddess Aphrodite, surrounded by servants dressed as cupids, waving fans. There was perfume, music, the works. She basically showed up like Beyoncé's Renaissance tour mixed with a Kardashian wedding.
Now that's an entrance. I'm stealing this for Mar-a-Lago.
The entire city of Tarsus stopped what they were doing and ran to the harbor. Antony was supposed to be hosting a banquet that evening.
Sir, everyone's at the harbor watching her boat.
Everyone?
Everyone, including us. We're going.
Cleopatra invited Antony to dine on her barge. The feast was so extravagant that Antony, a guy who literally partied with lions, was speechless.
Whoa, Daddy! This is the most impressive thing I've ever seen.
I know.
And just like Caesar, Antony was absolutely hooked.
Hey, Antony, you think she's hot. When you're a star, they let you do it. You can do anything. Grab him by the paw.
Pepsi? Pepper? Yeah. Let's move on, shall we? Mr. President, why don't you go watch the Miss Celicia pageant over there?
Whoa, Daddy, okay.
Unlike Caesar, who had to be semi-discreet, Antony went all in. They spent the winter of 41 to 40 BC in Alexandria, partying, hunting, drinking, and forming a club called the Inimitable Livers.
We should focus on politics.
We should focus on this wine. It's amazing.
You have responsibilities.
Responsibilities can wait.
They could not wait. Antony's wife, Fulvia, oh yeah, of course he was married, and his brother had started a rebellion against Octavian back in Rome, so Antony had to leave Egypt.
When are you coming back?
Soon, I promise.
He didn't come back soon. In 40 BC, Cleopatra gave birth to twins, Alexander Helios and Cleopatra Selene, sun and moon.
He's definitely coming back, right?
About that, Antony's wife, Fulvia, died. Convenient. And to make peace with Octavian, Antony married Octavian's sister, Octavia.
Excuse me?
What's wrong with that?
Yeah, Antony got remarried while Cleopatra was raising his kids. Not great. But here's the thing. Antony didn't love Octavia. It was purely political. And by 37 BC, he was back in the East, and he sent for Cleopatra.
I made a mistake. I want to be with you, babe.
Obviously, Now make it worth my time.
In 36 BC, they had another kid, Ptolemy Philadelphus, and Antony started giving Roman territories to Cleopatra's children.
He's doing what?
In 34 BC, Antony threw a massive ceremony in Alexandria called the Donations of Alexandria. He declared Cleopatra Queen of Queens and Caesarion King of Kings. Then he gave away chunks of Roman territory.
Alexander Helios gets Armenia, Media, and Parthia. Cleopatra Selene gets Cyrenaica and Libya. Ptolemy Philadelphus gets Syria and Cilicia. President Trump gets Greenland.
Hey, all right!
How did that get in the script?
Don't worry about it, bro.
Can we get back to the story? Meanwhile, watching from Rome,
You're giving Roman land to Egyptians?
This is treason!
This is fine.
Octavian, who'd been waiting for an excuse to take down Antony, now had one. He launched a propaganda campaign.
Antony's abandoned Rome. He's under the spell of that Egyptian witch.
I'm literally Roman.
He wants to move the capital to Alexandria. He's going to make her the ruler of Rome.
That wasn't really the plan, but facts didn't matter. Octavian had turned public opinion against Antony. By 31 BC, war was inevitable. Octavian declared war, not on Antony, because you can't declare war on a Roman, but on Cleopatra.
I'm not fighting Antony. I'm fighting the foreign queen who corrupted him.
You son of a bitch.
Are you defending her over Rome?
No?
Antony and Cleopatra gathered their forces, 500 ships and 70,000 troops. Octavian had fewer ships, but better commanders. They met at the Battle of Actium, off the coast of Greece, on September 2nd, 31 BC. The battle was a disaster. Antony and Cleopatra's ships were too big and slow. Octavian's fleet was faster and more maneuverable. And then, right in the middle of the battle, Cleopatra's squadron, 60 ships, suddenly turned around and sailed away.
Where is she going?
I think she might be having another baby. I better go check.
So Antony abandoned his fleet, mid-battle, and chased after Cleopatra.
Did our commander just leave?
His ships fought for hours, but eventually surrendered. Antony had lost.
Why did you leave?
Our fleet was losing. I was saving what I could.
I looked like a coward.
Our Department of War was so ferocious that Antony turned around and ran away like a coward. Bro! No mercy! What are you doing? Kill them all! And don't worry, I'll support you no matter what. When I get in trouble, I won't throw you under the bus, bro.
Antony and Cleopatra retreated to Alexandria. They knew it was over. Antony fell into a deep depression. He built a small house on a pier and just sat there, refusing to see anyone.
You need to pull yourself together.
I abandoned my men. I'm a disgrace.
We can still negotiate, maybe.
There's no negotiating with Octavian. He wants me dead.
He was right. In August 30 BC, Octavian's forces entered Alexandria. Cleopatra locked herself in her mausoleum with her treasure and sent a false message to Antony.
Cleopatra is dead.
She's what?
She wasn't. Overcome with grief, Antony stabbed himself in the stomach with his sword.
At least I'll see her again.
Sir, she's not dead. She's in her tomb.
Oh, crap.
They carried Antony to Cleopatra's mausoleum. She refused to open the doors. Octavian's men were outside, so they hoisted Antony up through a window using ropes.
I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry.
It's okay. At least I die in your arms.
And he did. Mark Antony, one of Rome's greatest generals, died in Cleopatra's arms, having lost everything. With Antony dead, Cleopatra tried to negotiate with Octavian.
Let my children live. I'll give you treasure, power, anything.
Anything?
Come out of the tomb and we'll talk.
Promise you won't parade me through Rome in chains.
I promise.
He was 100% planning to parade her through Rome in chains. She knew it. Cleopatra had seen what happened to her sister Arsinoe. She knew Octavian wanted her alive, so he could humiliate her in his triumph, then execute her. So on August 12th, 30 BC, Cleopatra asked to visit Antony's tomb one last time.
I really tried, but I'm not going to let him win.
She returned to her chambers, dressed in her royal robes, and asked for the basket. The basket contained a snake, probably an Egyptian cobra. Cleopatra let the snake bite her. Within minutes, she was dead. Her 2 servants died the same way.
I'm here to, son of a...
She denied him the one thing he wanted, the chance to humiliate her.
You were supposed to be in my triumph.
Cry about it.
So, what did we learn? Probably nothing. Let's tally the damage. Deaths: Cleopatra, Mark Antony, Julius Caesar, Ptolemy XIII, Ptolemy XIV, Caesarion, Iris, and Charmian, the servants of Cleopatra. Survivors: Alexander Helios, Cleopatra Selene, and Ptolemy Philadelphus were raised by Octavia, Antony's Roman wife, in Rome. Cleopatra Selene eventually became queen of Mauritania and was apparently pretty successful. The boys disappeared from history, probably died young. Political consequences. Egypt became a Roman province. The Ptolemaic dynasty ended after 300 years. Octavian became Augustus, the first Roman emperor. The Roman Republic officially died. Egypt's wealth funded the Roman Empire for centuries. Cultural impact. Cleopatra became the most famous woman in ancient history. Everyone from Shakespeare to Hollywood has been obsessed with her. She's been portrayed as everything from a seductress to a genius to a villain.
So she lost?
Well, yes and no. Here's the thing. Cleopatra was brilliant. She spoke 9 languages. She was an expert in math, philosophy, astronomy. She ruled Egypt for 21 years and kept it independent while every other kingdom fell to Rome. But she bet everything on Roman strongmen who couldn't protect her. First Caesar, who got stabbed, then Antony, who lost.
In my defense, my options were limited.
Fair. Here's what history got wrong about Cleopatra. Myth number 1, she was just a seductress. Reality, she was a politician who used every tool available, including romance, to protect her kingdom. Myth number 2, she seduced men with her beauty. Reality, ancient sources say she wasn't even that beautiful. Her power was her intelligence and charisma. Myth number 3, she was Egyptian. Reality, she was Greek. The Ptolemies were Macedonian, but Cleopatra was the first Ptolemy to actually learn Egyptian and embrace the culture. Myth number 4, she was evil. Reality, she was no more ruthless than any male ruler. She just happened to be a woman, which Rome hated.
So the whole evil seductress thing was just Roman fake news?
Exactly. Octavian rewrote history to make himself the hero and Cleopatra the villain. Octavian became Augustus and ruled Rome for 41 years. He brought peace, prosperity, and became one of history's most successful emperors. But he never forgot Cleopatra. He had her statues torn down, her name erased, and her story rewritten. Yet here we are 2,000 years later, and we're still talking about her.
I won.
I'm more famous than you.
The truth is, Cleopatra was a ruler playing an impossible game. Rome was eating the world. Every kingdom was falling. She just lasted longer than most. She used intelligence, charisma, and yes, romance to keep Egypt independent for 2 decades longer than it should have survived.
I'd do it all again, except maybe I'd skip dating Romans.
Should have called me. I know real estate and foreign policy.